Hey everyone, this is Kyle once again, and welcome back to another review. Now that recently I did my review for the classic family film Beethoven, and I'm gonna review the really great sequel that I absolutely really do enjoy. I've always have Beethoven Second. The Newton family is going to the dogs. So Beethoven Second. What I said is a great sequel, which is released in 1993, a year after the first film. A year after the first film. Um, Ivan Reitman, once again, the executive producer in this film. And this time, instead of Brian Levitt, it's directed by Rod Daniel. Rod Daniel is who directed Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox, and he directed K-9 with with uh Jim Belushi, which is the police, which is the him who was a cop with the German Shepherd Jerry Lee, K-9, which I like that film. And then he directed this film, and sadly though he directed that that piece of shit film that I absolutely hate to death, Home Alone 4: Taking Back the House. Yeah, the guy who directed good films like Teen Wolf, K-9, and Beethoven Second, he goes and directs that piece of shit film, Home Alone 4: Taking Back the House, which I will never talk about. I hate that film to death. It's not even if you want to call it Home Alone 4, but you understand what? If you want to know about it, just watch the film for yourself. Because yeah, he's not really home alone. He has the butler helping him. So I'm never mentioning that piece of shit films again. So that's what Rod Daniel also directed though. But I would say this is also his best. This film here is I would say his best film. Which I like K-9 and Teen Wolf though, but I would say this is his best film. A million times better than Home Alone 4: Taking Back the House. So and once again, Charles Grodin, Bonnie Hunt, and Nicole Tom, Christopher Costile, and Sarah Rose Park. They all reprise their roles as the Newton family. It is also funny that I didn't mention in the first review. Christopher Costile, who's the kid who starred in Step by Step, he only did two films, which was Beethoven 1 and 2. So he only did these two films. And that's it. And he hasn't been no film since, and which I thought was because I liked him. I thought that was funny in Step by Step. Excuse me. More gummy bears. And so it takes place a year after the first film. It's funny when it opens up. Beethoven having this dream. He's having this dream with the new family. They give him a piece of meat, starts from a small piece of meat, then it gets bigger, then to a turkey, then Charles Grodin is like, Beethoven, I want you to have this, which is a gigantic, huge steak, T-bone steak, and Beethoven's like licking his lips like he really wants that, But it was a dream though. So after the family leaves the house, he goes out once again for a walk up the town, It feels kind of like, kind of sad because, he sees animals that are with couples, dog, like poodles, a couple, poodles, a boy, boy and girl, animal couples, even doves, or even his dog friend, from the first film that helped him escape from the dog nappers. Even he has a girlfriend, and he's like kind of, kind of sad, that he has no mate with, has no mate yet though. But until he sees a reflection on the pond lake, what he saw was a female Saint Bernard, which really it is, named Missy. And what was also with his owner, Barilla, which is actually played by Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn, who was Hicks in Godzilla. Of course, who played Sam Witwicky's father in the Transformer films. sad, but even though Kevin Dunn is uncredited in this film, you know. He's not. You don't see him in the credits though. He's uncredited in this film. So yeah, what else? He could, you know. I just don't. As well as saying again, I don't understand why actors have to be uncredited in films, you know. But you know, he's I getting ice cream with his dog Missy, you know, female Saint Bernard. I thought it was a beautiful female Saint Bernard. No, I don't know if people think they're not ugly dogs whatsoever. They're really cute, you know, and especially the puppies are really cute, you know. I love dogs. I've already, you know, I'm a dog lover, you know. I always thought they're cute dogs, you know, big lovable dogs, you know, Saint Bernards. You know, and Kevin was like, you know, better make that 3 strawberry, you know, it's like gives him the ice cream, you know. This time you're buying. But then you get into the film's villain, which is Regina, which is played by Debi Mazar, you know, who's getting a divorce, and Kevin Dunn, you know. So, but since she has the court order, she gets to keep Missy. And she has her boyfriend, which is played by Sean Penn's younger brother, Chris Penn, who is no longer with us, sadly. Chris Penn, who was likable in the original Footloose, and he was also in a small appearance in Rush Hour, you know, with the incident with Chris Tucker, you know, with the C4, you know. And then it was sad Chris Penn's no longer with us. He was a really good actor. Especially he's the younger brother to actor Sean Penn, you know. Debi Mazar as Regina, she takes Missy away from Beethoven, you know, but then she chases after her to their place, you know, their apartment place. He gets Missy again. She jumps over the small balcony ledge, and they both run off together. And then they walk around the town. You know, like that was a funny scene where they're walking past this window display, you know, for dresses, and this guy who's stitching up dresses, you know, sees the dog, smiles at them. Then he actually sticks a needle didn't see the woman who's over here, and she sticks the needle in, and he's like, you know, like that. He goes and gives a slap to the guy, you know, just because he got distracted by the dog, you know. I always thought that was a funny scene, you know. And then the next thing they're looking up like this, and they're looking down again, looking back up, and they're looking at chicken rotating in this oven, you know. Those roasted chickens rotating, you know, up and down, you know. And they get a bike ride, you know. You know, you sit while someone rides a bike while you're sitting, you know. They get a nice bike ride with that too. And while that Nicole Tom is right. She's dating this guy that she really likes, and also there's at the start of the film that there's a paper boy, you know, who throws newspapers like it's a baseball. The first time he's not paying attention, he throws a newspaper and it hits the coffee out of his hand and spills on it. Like, ah, you know. And then for a second time, you know, he sees him. This time he puts the coffee cup down. This time he's ready for it, you know. It's like, okay, Jordan, right down the putter, you know. And he throws it too high and knocks down a hanging plant and it lands on him. It's like, I like Charles Grodin's expressions when something happens to him. He's like, you know. But that scene was I jumped ahead with that second newspaper scene though. But and then comes which is a song that I absolutely really do enjoy. That's by James Ingram and Dolly Parton. You know, "The Day I Fall in Love." I really do enjoy that song, especially when Beethoven and Missy are at a drive-in movie theater and eating popcorn. You know, "The Day I Fall in Love." I really always enjoy that song. You know, especially since I watched both these films as a kid. You know, especially with this song that's by James Ingram and Dolly Parton. I've always enjoyed that song. And I have that song, and I enjoy listening to that song, you know. "The Day I Fall in Love," you know. And then it's been like about, was it 9 weeks, I think? It's nine or so weeks, Ted and Emily, they follow Beethoven to the place, you know, to the basement, and then that Beethoven Missy, they had puppies, which, you know, puppies here. Really cute and adorable puppies. I always love puppies too, you know. Really cute puppies. But while out that Regina and his boyfriend Floyd been looking for Missy, you know. But then the janitor tells him that she's down in the basement. Regina goes down there and sees Missy have puppies, and you know, takes her away, and Beethoven wants to go, but Ted holds him back. But the janitor tells him that these puppies are purebreds. You know, you can sell them to pet shops and earn a little moolah, you know, with them. So she gets the thing that's a good idea. So she wanted to take the puppies, but she and also because those kids took the puppies because they have them. She saw the kids holding something in a box, but she didn't know it was puppies though. But she didn't until she realizes that they took them. So they all head back home, and well, they know that their dad would flip out with more dogs, so tells Emily to distract Dad while he hides him in the basement. You know, he was asking Emily's phone. I was asking like, "Daddy, where do babies come from?" And she ends up, she's talking, you know, and talking, and he's like, and then she comes from like, "Sounds like you don't know much about you. Sounds like you don't know that much, do you, Dad?" He's like, they both they both tell Rice, and then later on that's where we get the second scene with the newspaper, and they're trying to work out a schedule where they had to feed the puppies with this with an eyedropper with milk, you know, like 8 times, I think it was like 8 times a day, you know. So they're trying to work around their schedule with their school time, you know. And while they're doing that, you know, you see scenes where they're taking stuff off from different times from the classes, and they're all getting real tired, pooped out, you know. But then their mother finds out, and while they're eating dinner, saying that they're gonna take a trip to the country. Then he hears barking, and then he's like, "It sounds like it comes from the basement." And it always makes me laugh when he goes down there, and when he finds him, he's like, "Oh no!" Every time when he says that always makes me laugh when he says that. "Oh no!" And so then they get this section, you know, and we can't keep them though, and Rice tells them, you know, we worked so hard to take care of them, and so he finally gives in, lets him keep him, you know. Then the kids, they name the puppies, you know, like one like Mo, as in one as a mohawk, as one of the puppies has a little mohawk, you know. And then they get more some little bit, you know, like in the first film with Beethoven as a puppy. You see some scene, like time moving with the few days with the puppies, you know. Like they get dirty, they want to get in baths. And one scene when one of the puppies goes under the car and Charles Grodin looks under, and one of the puppy goes around, and Charles Grodin's still looking under the car, and then the city sweeps, the city sweepers that clean the sides of the sidewalk, he gets sprayed with it, and he looks at the puppy, he's like, the puppy looks back at him, and then while he's watching it, while George is washing his car, one of the puppies gets on a skateboard down the driveway, and he's like, puppy, the puppy goes flying over and right into to a bin with grass in it, and George is like kind of relieved, like, and then that's where they're on their way up to the cabin in the mountains. Like, there was this thing where they go to McDonald's, and Beethoven's barking at the intercom, is like, hi, may I take your order, please? And he's go, bark, bark, and would you like fries with your cheeseburger? Bark, bark. Thank you. So he happens to the nice. I thought that was a good shot of the mountains and how the wilderness around the cabin. That was like a good looking location. Where that like makes you like one time want to go up vacation in the mountains, and then this nice cabin. That has a dock and a lake. So while they're doing that, in the Beethoven, he's laying down. He looks back, wondering if he'll see, his mate again, Missy, and also coincidentally enough, Missy, Debi Mazar and Penn, they're up there as well, So, and then like other than that, Rice, she wanted to get to know this found that the guy that she was dating is up there with him, and she meets this other guy. His name, she meets this other guy named Seth. And she said take him to see where the guy was Taylor, that was his name. She sees him playing with some other girls, so it's just like, kind of disappointing. Seth gives her right back to the cabin, and there was another. So I always thought it was another scene where Charles Grodin, he's chopping some wood, like he's chopping this chopping this wood here, and then he tells the puppy, he's like, watch this one, and it gets snags, and he chops a piece of wood, and it goes. I don't think it wasn't that realistic, because he chops the wood, this piece of wood goes flying to the side and knocks a piece of the car's headlight off. He's like, ah, I thought that was another funny scene where that piece, it goes and pits that part of the headlights off, and it's like, ah, And then the later in the night, Rice takes Beethoven to this party house where Taylor is at. She ties Beethoven to this wooden pole that holds up the balcony of the house. And while he's up there, Taylor locks her in his bedroom, and he's like, and she tells him to open the door, and he's like, relax, this is the best moment that you'll ever have, And you know what he was gonna do, but then while these two guys are pouring beer on Beethoven, and he starts yanking the chain out of holding the wooden pole up, and breaks the pole, and the whole balcony and the whole front of the house gets ripped apart, falls, and they all fall in water. And Taylor, he falls out off the house into the water, And she writes tells him, "Hey Taylor, great party," and she thanks Beethoven, So then the next day, they're at this county fair, and they're looking around the fair, and there's also another incident where Ted, Christopher Costa, he saw this girl once. There was a girl he saw once, but he sees her again at the fair, and she's being bullied by this bigger guy. This bigger kid who takes her tickets and tells him, "Hey, you want to see what my dog can do?" That Beethoven barked, and he's like, "One more," and he tells Beethoven, "Bite this guy in the wiener." And he goes about to, and he scares the guy, scares the kid off, and gives back her tickets, you know. Um, and then Rice sees the kid Seth again, throwing the baseball with the milk bottles, and George, he said, he's eating a bunch of food, he's like, Bunny Hunt's like, "You're supposed to eat that much," and he says, "Oh, it's a vacation, you're supposed to pig out, you know. But then these kids always tell them there's this contest, where you just have to sit there. It's like, what kind of contest where all you do is sit there? But he finds out it's a burger eating contest, Whoever eats the most burgers wins, and you get to eat. You get, not only that, you have your dog, your partner, your dog, eat with you, Gets two other people, and but when it starts, he starts eating slowly, because he's eating so much, These two guys are calling him a wimp. Looks at Beethoven and says, "Let's go, big fella." So they start eating really fast, So then at the end of the contest, they won, and Charles Grodin is like, he says he's fine, but he's like, I know he's eating too much and he has to throw up, Then Debi Mazar and Chris Penn, they're at the toy fair. They're at, I said toy fair, didn't I? I didn't mean to say that. They arrive at the fair, and she sees the two kids with the puppies, and tells Floyd to go check on Missy, who was in the back of the car, and Beethoven gets her out of the car. She goes and takes the puppies away from the kids, And Floyd tells her that Missy took off with that other big mutt. They head up the mountain. So they take the puppies and gets them to sniff of the wedding ribbon that Beethoven had. Tell them to sniff them to find their mommy and daddy, Ted and Emily tells their dad, and they all follow him up the mountain as well. I was want to get to a funny scene where Chris Penn, Chris Penn, they're walking on top of this log. He loses balance, he falls downhill, and he jumps and he flies and it lands, and his head is stuck inside a stump, and he's like, "Floyd, Regina, what's on your head? It's a stump. I can't get it off." And it tells him to bend over, and she yanks the stump off him, but she goes rolling downhill as well. And Chris Penn's like, "Thanks, Regina." So the puppies find the parents, Regina and Floyd. They get one of the puppies and they get Missy, but Floyd picks up a stick and tells him Beethoven to get back, and he grabs one of the puppies, and the Newman family get there. So Charles telling him, "Put the puppy down." He's like, "Oh, you mean this? Oh, you mean this puppy?" Hangs over the edge with the water. George tells him this doesn't have to get ugly. Just put the puppy down. And Crispin's like, "Want to see ugly? That's ugly." He hits George, and Beethoven gets a stick and hits him, Crispin, right in the groin. And he's like, "Oh, Regina!" And they both fall into this big mud pool. But then the mud pool breaks open and they fall down the river and they get swept away downstream. And it's funny, like Bunny Hunt's like, "Well, you hungry?" And then it's been like about 5 months later. Charles Grodin, he has a nightmare where he sees like 100 puppies tearing up the living room. He screams, "Ah!" But it was a dream. He wakes up. Rice, she was about to go on a date with Seth, and Kevin Dunn, Barilla, comes in the house with Missy, and Missy wants to see her puppies, her kids, and Charles Grodin is like, "Puppies, your mother's here." Beethoven barks, and then they hear this rumbling noise, This noise of a stampede. But and the puppies, they're all grown. They're grown adult puppies. They're all four more grown adult dogs. That's what I happen to say. I'm stuttering again. As they're going down the stairs, you hear the song from the first film. Down 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 down. The roll over Beethoven song. Roll over Beethoven. You hear that song. You hear while their dogs are coming down the stairs. And then the end credits, and then also during the end credits, then you get that song again, "The Day You Fall in Love" by James Ingram and Dolly Parton. I love the sequel. I always enjoy the sequel, especially also watching it as a kid, and especially with the first film. I've always enjoyed this film. I would say the best, and it's a great sequel. And I would say it's always been the best sequel in the series. I would say that I agree with the Los Angeles Times. It's as funny and appealing as the first, and can actually be enjoyed by the whole family. By Los Angeles Times. And I absolutely agree. I thought it was a really terrific sequel. The cast, the main cast, once again, Charles Grodin, Bonnie Hunt, and the kids. They all do a fine job as the original cast members once again. Debi Mazar and Chris Penn, they both do good as well. The dogs, they're all really lovable and likable. The film, and it was only the first film, the second film that was made to theaters. The rest of the films were direct to video stuff. So, but the first film, like I said, was released in 1993, December 17th, 1993, a year after the first film. Had a $15 million budget, and it was still successful once again. This time it was a little less than the first one, but it grossed out $118 million on a $15 million budget. So it was still successful though. But the film had more negative reception than the first film though. It has a 20, which had a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is a little bull. To me, doesn't deserve a 27% Rotten Tomatoes. So that was a really great sequel that I absolutely love, and of course, it has also have a lower rating on IMDb as well, as a 4.6. Doesn't deserve that, Deserves much higher. Because with the cast once again, they do a great job. The director, Rod Daniel, I think it was his best film. And I absolutely love that song by James Ingram and Dolly Parton. "The Day I Fall in Love," and really enough, that song was nominated for an Academy Award and a Golden Globe and a Grammy Award for best song in this film. So yeah, so the song got praise. It was nominated for three awards, especially for a Grammy Award and an Academy Award and a Golden Globe Award for best song, which I think it was nominated but never won though. And to me, it deserves those three awards, because I absolutely love that song. James Ingram and Dolly Parton was really great together singing that song. And that's basically what I have to say. But I would say that I mentioned the sequels in while reviewing the first film. I'm not gonna review the sequels. To me, I think it's a waste of time. Even though I do say Beethoven's Fifth is definitely the other decent sequel out of the rest of them. Better than 3, 4, and 6. So I would say that number Beethoven's Fifth. That's a decent sequel though, but I won't review it though. I think it'll be a waste of my time. So I'm just going to review the first two films. I absolutely do enjoy, you know. So that's Beethoven's Second. Really love the sequel. I really do enjoy it. So I would say these two films, great family films. So thanks thanks for watching, and that's my review for Beethoven's Second. Please leave your comments, and if you feel free to leave your comments, share your expression and thoughts on it. And so that's Beethoven's Second. Because of the glare on my computer there. That's Beethoven's Second. Thanks for watching, and take care, and stay tuned for the next review later.